Tonight on the Man from Ringside podcast, we're going to break down the Wrestle Kingdom card. We're going to talk about the new Raw Tag Team Champions, and we're going to give you our TLC predictions. That and a whole bunch more tonight on the Man from Ringside podcast.
Not bad, Rabbit.
Thank you. Ditch that 9 to 5. It's time to feel alive. Hello, Marks, and welcome to the Band from Ringside podcast. I'm your host, Bill Vagey, as always, a.k.a. the hand that rocks the stable. And to my right, not as always, we have Murray, the Murray Man. Murray, what's going on, Murray Man?
Not much. As usual, I'm doing great. It's been a busy week, but I'm glad to be here. I love Thursdays. As usual, we are live on a bunch of the social medias.
Yeah, let us know what it is.
We are BFR Pod on Twitter. We are live right now. Same with Facebook. Band from Ringside on YouTube, Instagram as well. And also, these guys are wearing them. I slacked today, but we've got t-shirts, 3 different designs. The kayfabe style, the BFR 314, and the Boo the Heels.
Boo the Heels, yeah.
Shirts on ProWrestlingTees.com. They are officially on sale right now. Go get them.
So go to ProWrestlingTees.com and go get them stocking stuffers for your friends. You know they want those shirts. And to his right, as always, we have Jason Cornelius Bell. What's going on, JCB?
Allow us to break out the good book of Band from Ringside, crack it open to volume 85, chapter 3, verse 14, and the good smart saith, hashtag boo the heels. It's all good, baby. Just got back from the West Coast. I'm sorry. Shout out to my girl, Becky Balboa. I love you, babe. Thanks for a good time. Go sick, still
good
go.
Time. Thanks for a good time. Huh?
Hey. We don't kiss and tell around here unless it's off the air. But anyway, good to be back. Ready to talk a little wrestling. You know how it is.
Yeah. We are coming at you from the exquisite Shock City Studios in beautiful downtown St. Louis, Missouri. We got Sam the Muller Mall turning the knobs tonight.
Mr. Perfect's in the house.
We got so much shit to do tonight and a limited amount of time. So before we get too far into it, we'd like to thank our day one-ish sponsor. That's Soul Taco. Soul Taco, that Korean Mexican fusion food that you never knew that you needed, but once you have it, you have to continue to have it. I promise. They have places in downtown St. Louis, in U City Loop. They have a place in Chesterfield, Missouri, Columbia, Missouri, Champaign, Illinois, Chicago, Illinois. They have 2 new places opening, one in River North Chicago and one in Hyde Park. For all our Chicago listeners, go check out Soul Taco. Tell them the Band from Ringside sent you. They have another one opening. There's one that's coming in Naperville. It seems to be a done deal, so check out Soul Taco. If you see Soul Taco, they are a friend of the show. They're a sponsor of the show. The other one being JJ Twigs on Southampton, the best pizza in town, and that is a town full of good thin crust pizza. They have the best thin crust pizza. They also have double-decker pizzas. I was there last night. I was also there on Sunday. Did not invite Jason Bell either time. That was by design.
As usual.
Because I just...
So what's Murray's excuse? How come you ain't inviting him?
I invited Murray. He told me that he was busy.
You didn't say shit to me.
Murray,
I love pizza. I can't not about pizza.
Go get yourself some JJ Twigs. They have specials when the Blues are on, specials when the Cardinals are on. Bucket specials. They have gluten-free pizzas. It's a great place to bring your family if you have kids. It's a great place to bring your buds if you just want to sit at the bar like I usually do. So, JJ Twigs on Southampton, go get yourself some good pizza. Hit us up on the DMs and we will slide you some $10 gift cards. All you got to do is say, hey, Bill, give me a gift card, and I will give you a gift card. And without further ado, let's get to our 3 count. JCB, what you got?
Well, first off, let's recognize the absence of one two-beer Zach Pullman, obviously not here this week.
Did I not mention that?
No, of course not, because that's why I'm here for you, because I have your back. Two-beer, love you, babe. Get back to see you. We'll see you on Sunday. We're going to start this week off for...
I miss him.
Yeah, sure you do. Just let me do all the heavy lifting.
I do. I miss him.
I like it.
I can tell.
I miss him, but I really like his chair.
It is sweet, ain't it? About to say, Zach, you better hurry back. Your chair is a suspect at this point.
I'll fight him.
Right? Wrestle Kingdom 13, we're going to start it off this week. The card is pretty much officially set at this point, minus the pre-show Neverweight 6-man over-the-top road gauntlet challenge. Outside of that, we do have an official card. We're going to run it down real quick because, like Bill said, we are short on time. Ibushi versus Will Ospreay for the Neverweight Open title. Ibushi took it off of Goto for the first. Ibushi's got the championship for the first time in 4 years. Trip off that. How crazy is that? For the junior heavyweight tag belts, you're going to have Bushi and Shingo versus Roppongi 3K versus Kanemaru and Desperado. I like Suzuki-gun in this. Call me crazy. Go ahead. Jump in.
Start at the top of the card. Let's talk about the best part of the card.
So, what, you want to go right to the meal deal? I mean,
yeah, let's start at the top of the card.
Well, then Tanahashi obviously is going to wrestle Kenny Omega for the IWGP Heavyweight title.
Here we go.
That's going to be a good match. Yes. Jericho versus Naito for the IWGP Intercontinental
Now we're talking. Hell yeah.
Jay White, I think, is going to be one of the up-and-coming guys this year coming into 2019. Him and Okada are going to wrestle one-on-one. That should be a good match. Then at that point, you're going to start getting the mid-card matches. Kushida versus Ishimori for the junior heavyweight belt.
Ishimori's badass.
Badass. I was about to say,
he's great.
I think he's going to take that, and then Kushida goes to the WWE, but that's another story. Cody Rhodes and Juice Robinson for Juice's, essentially, this is his rematch the U.S. belt. Look for Cody. Once again, he might drop the belt to Juice, but another story for another time. Guerrillas of Destiny, Evil Sonata, and the Bucks in a triple threat, your favorite triple threat match for the IWGP Tag Team Championship.
Yes.
And then Ishii versus Zack Sabre Jr. for
That's the match I'm looking
British
forward
Undisputed
to.
Heavyweight title. Think I covered it? Yeah, we covered it all. So, yeah.
So what's the match you're looking forward to the most?
Shit, which one?
Jay
White and Okada interest me in the fact because now you have almost the passing of the guard. Where is this going to happen on the biggest stage of New Japan Pro Wrestling?
If Hans Gruber was holding you off the side of a building and said you could only watch one building or you could only watch one match.
Yeah, I'm watching the Nakatomi building. Pull me back up.
If you could watch one match.
Watch one. You know how I am about Zack Sabre Jr. Besides Naito, that's my dog. Ishimori, I'm saying Ishimori. Tomoyo Ishii is.
Would you rather watch Ishii? Would you rather watch Ishii versus Sabre Jr. or Jericho versus Naito?
I'd rather watch. It's getting ready to be recorded. I'd rather watch Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ishii.
What do you think about that, Murray?
I can't wait to start watching New Japan.
At least he's open.
I agree.
So, I think that I would. I'll take Naito versus Jericho if I only had to watch one match.
Really?
Yes. I mean, Omega versus Tanahashi is going to be great.
Yeah. I think we know who's going to win.
I think we know who's going to win. That's the thing.
Okay, so we're not taking points on this. I think Omega's going to win. Agree?
I think Omega is going to win. I wouldn't mind in the future if we started betting on, or if we put those predictions into our.
Well, I was getting ready to say, you see how he is over here. We got to at least get him up to speed.
But I'm a big time Sabre Jr. fan. Obviously, I'm a big time Ishii fan.
Who you got?
Ishii.
I think that Sabre Jr. would win. I think Sabre Jr. is going to win. I'll take Sabre Jr. Ishii is older than you, man. Like, he is old as fuck.
No, he is not. Don't listen to him. See, don't let him soup you
No, I
up.
think he's like 46.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
I can look it up on my iPhone right now. That's not good pod. But
we'll sell this shit right now.
But I love watching Sabre Jr. And I love watching Ishii, obviously. Both those guys are my guys, and that's the match that I'm looking forward to the most besides Jericho and Naito. I think those are my two. Juice Robinson versus Cody Rhodes
that's
also
gonna be fun. I think that's gonna be your
ton
fun
of
match.
potential.
Yeah.
Yes, Juice Robinson's great. obviously
Cody's
Cody
gonna
is
bring
Cody.
the sports entertainment to it. So just glancing at the lineup is a really good lineup. And yeah, I know people are gonna be like, it's 4 hours, it's 5 hours. Man, look.
Man, that lineup is unbelievable.
Do like I'm gonna do. Grab your caffeine of choice. Probably check me out on whatever Twitter.
I think your caffeine of choice is weed, though, right?
That's not caffeine, man.
Sativas.
True, I didn't even think about that. No, just
All
no.
I know is
Wake up with me. Let's watch New Japan Wrestle Kingdom together. Enjoy it all in one fell swoop.
That's January 4th, right?
January 4th.
So we're a month out from it, and that is a stacked card, man.
It's going to be on a Friday. It's Friday morning to wherever you're awake at, no matter what it is.
I was thinking about this the other day that I'm new to New Japan.
I am too.
I've only been watching it for a couple years. I haven't been watching it as much as you have. But looking at that card, I recognize everybody on that card, and there's not a single person on that card that I can think of where I'm like, that's a weak link.
No, I was going to say if you really want, because I don't know what this gauntlet match is, and then that's me being picky. Outside of that, I have an interest in every match on this card in some form or fashion.
There's been a lot of New Japan cards, though, where there's a bunch of tag team matches that happen like early on where you're like, I don't know who this person is. I just fast forward through it where I only get to because they're all 4 or 5 hours long. It's like I'm not going to waste my time in the first 2 hours because I only have so much time. My time has to be worth something. So I'll watch the last 3 hours. But that card has 8 matches on it that are pretty good. Now, I'm not going to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning or stay until 6 o'clock in the morning you do.
Yeah, I'm going to be
but
up.
I will watch it.
Just say, I'll say this, and I know we got to move on. The reason why I'm watching, and Zach would say the same thing, the reason why you watch those first 6, 8-man tags, because somewhere in that mosh pit, a storyline develops. And then that storyline, case in point, Jay White versus Okada, started off as faction versus faction. Then it morphed into this 6, 8-man tag that they had going through New Japan World League. And now, here you go, Wrestle Kingdom. We're going to figure out who's the better guy.
That's cool with me. And that'll bring us to our 2 count. Merman.
Raw totally threw us for a swerve this week. It wasn't the greatest show again. It was kind of not so great.
It was better than the last couple weeks.
It was, but
come on.
that's not, I mean, that's
that bar
that's
is
not
pretty
saying a lot.
freaking low.
Exactly. But we had an impromptu tag team match that we didn't see coming.
Mm-hmm.
Chad Gable and Bobby Roode versus AOP and PP.
See,
What's his name?
Respect that man. Put respect on that man.
Rockstar Split. Drake Maverick.
Yes.
Yeah, see, you
Drake
still
Maverick.
didn't make it.
Well, I had to go with something where everybody knew what I was talking about. So, whatever. So we got that match, and it was fairly decent. There was a lot of spots. The swerve, though, was that out of nowhere, being that it was kind of a handicap match, Maverick got pinned, and the AOP yet again is being thrown under something. But on the flip side, it's kind of cool because I guess they're giving them a little bit of a push. Bobby Roode and Chad Gable are the tag team champions on Raw.
Bobby Roode and Chad Gable are the tag team champions on Raw.
Matching trunks and everything now.
They came out in matching robes. This strikes me as classic Vince McMahon panic mode, where it's the ratings are bad, so let's we'll pop a title change and we'll make 2 guys that should not be tag team champions. We'll make them tag team champions. At the same time, I thought that the way they did it didn't bury AOP as bad as it could have because Drake Maverick.
That's why they put Drake.
Pin.
Yeah, that's why they put him in.
That's the only reason they did it. But it is another example of NXT tag teams coming up and not making the grade in terms of Vince. They just become pawns for Vince to do whatever he wants to, and basically that's what NXT tag teams are. I mean, when you look at AOP, when you look at, the Ascension, when you look at American Alpha, these are guys that come up and they get a little bit of a push right off the beginning, and then they become cogs in the wheel in terms of Vince McMahon booking. Am I wrong, Jason?
No, I mean, Stevie Wonder can see that. I guess the biggest problem with this is that it's well, I mean, he can. I mean, good Lord. I guess my only problem with this is now, what was the point of having AOP win against the Bar? That should have been their jump off moment. And then if you're going to go ahead and go on this angle with Drake Maverick, okay. But then they got to win that second match. So now it continues the heat. It's always something that it's like one step forward, two steps back. They make a point, but then they mess it up with doing something else that's completely off the train of thought. And that's just kind of what this is. I'm not sure if it's a panic move. If it is, great. If it's a panic move, then you're going to do okay. But if it's a panic move, then why don't you have Baron Corbin beat Seth Rollins? If you want to push a button, you want to see some reaction, that's how you get us to react.
I know the answer to this question.
Nobody's going to react about a title that nobody cares about. Go ahead.
I know the answer to this question. You don't have Baron Corbin beat Seth Rollins because ratings were historically bad the last two Raws. You have Seth Rollins come out at the beginning of Raw this week and basically say everything that everybody's been pissed off about. He said, you buried the revival. He said, you have people peeing on stuff. Like, Seth Rollins was, in that moment, supposed to be the voice of the people. It was almost a shoot promo.
Yeah.
A shoot promo written by Vince.
Right.
But it was a shoot promo, right? And then you have Baron Corbin, who gets legit heat. Like, Baron Corbin has not been bad. No, don't wave it off. Baron Corbin has not been bad in this role at all.
I could be doing great if you put me in 4 or 5 segments throughout Raw. I mean, come on.
No, I mean, I think that if there was somebody less talented than Corbin, I think that Raw would be doing worse.
I think he's doing as good, if not. He's doing as good as Kurt Angle's comeback as a general manager, so
it's
more entertaining anyway.
I'll take it one step further. It's not Baron Corbin's fault. He's just the face.
No, it's not Baron Corbin's fault at all.
It's the people that's behind him.
And Seth Rollins saying it's Baron Corbin's fault is kind of Vince talking to the Smarks saying, hey, we know it's not Baron Corbin's fault, but we have to put it on somebody. And he going out there and doing a thinly veiled shoot promo is speaking for the people, right?
Yeah, but we've done this before. But
then Seth Rollins comes out, and at the end, and they have a legitimately really good TLC match at the end of Raw this week. They really did. Seth Rollins and Baron Corbin gave it their all. I mean, there were tons of big spots. Baron Corbin is
Heath Slater has a lot to do with this too, because now you at least threw that a little shadow of doubt of getting that to happen. So, but go ahead.
Baron Corbin is good, though. I want to go on record as saying this. Baron Corbin is good in this role. I don't think we'll talk about this later when we have our predictions. Hey, guys, we have predictions coming up. But Baron Corbin is good in this role. And I thought that them putting the belts on Gable and Rude, I don't know what they're called now, Glorious Gable or whatever, Them putting the belt on them that's a classic panic move by Vince. But Vince has always taken the NXT tag teams and he's always put them through the grinder, and they've always ended up sucking.
Well, it's just not the NXT tag.
It's almost the same way with the singles.
Okay,
almost.
It's NXT. It's
but
NXT
right now, I mean, the main roster on either
Kevin
side
Owens,
is
Sami Zayn.
Come on, stop.
But you got to think most of the roster on
Baron
both sides
Corbin.
are NXT. So
okay, for every Baron Corbin, I can name you a Kevin Owens.
Right.
I can name you a Bobby Roode. I can name you a
Bobby
Nakamura. I can name you a Samoa Joe. I can name you a Finn Balor.
Bobby Roode and Nakamura are both wearing gold right now. So you could talk about
Nakamura wrestling on the pay-per-view.
You can talk about how he's burying them all you want to, but they're both wearing gold right now.
No, they're not burying the talent. They're burying the fucking belts.
That's going to bring it to our 3 count. We only have so much time, guys.
Yeah.
No, we're coming back to this.
The 3 count is, I love the beginning of SmackDown this week. I love that Daniel Bryan comes out and cuts this great promo. By the way, Daniel Bryan as a heel, I don't know if you were there with me. Were we there together at Royal Rumble when the kids behind me were betting me money? And the very first match that night was Daniel Bryan versus Mark Henry and Big Show. And that was when Daniel Bryan was a heel.
Yeah.
And me and you have always been big fans of Daniel Bryan as a heel.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
That was yes, because that was when he was going no.
Yeah,
and I've always been a big fan of Daniel Bryan as a heel, and him this week cutting that promo. And then having Mustafa Ali come out, which is such a fresh face
awesome.
to come out and let Mustafa Ali and Daniel Bryan give you 10 minutes. Now, listen, Mustafa Ali did not get enough offense in on that match for it to be a memorable match.
But he shouldn't. But he shouldn't.
But if you could tell if those guys were given 17, 18, 20 minutes.
Would have been amazing.
It would have been amazing, right? So the 3 count is... Man, Daniel Bryan is such a good heel, and having a guy like Mustafa Ali, I would love to see AJ Styles start off a SmackDown and have Buddy Murphy come out and let those guys go for 10 minutes too, and have it be the same thing. They should incorporate these 205 Live guys into it because they all exist in the same universe. You know what I mean? Or they should all exist in the same universe. Buddy Murphy is a cut above. He's great.
Well, in order to get attention over to 205 Live more often, doing that would just draw attention to 205 Live.
Exactly.
You know, so but
yeah.
It's outrageous the amount of like positive feedback Ali has gotten from that. Yeah, like all over social media and stuff. People are going insane because he looked great. He's a great wrestler. And
he held his own on the mic. I thought it was important too.
For sure.
He looked very assured of himself.
He did. Yeah, he was very confident, and he didn't job to Daniel Bryan. He kind of did, but Daniel Bryan made him look real good still.
Well, he lost to the most over wrestler of the last 7 years.
And he got a match for no reason, kind of.
He lost to the World Heavyweight Championship as a cruiserweight.
And looked really good doing it.
Yeah.
So that's nothing but positive for Mustafa Ali, and I think it was amazing.
Yeah, I was going to say, just to kind of piggyback on that, and I know I've always been a firm believer of just, enhancement talent, use enhancement talent to get the next guy over, and especially on
We've had
roster.
3 counts on this show about how valuable jobbers are.
Okay, so by no means am I calling Mustafa Ali a jobber by any stretch of imagination.
Neither was I.
Just get that off the table. But, with such a small, compact roster that SmackDown has, this was a new and fresh idea, like you said, bringing somebody from the outside in, someone you probably don't know, not unless you watch 205 Live every week, that could come in and can automatically have good chemistry with the World Heavyweight Champion at that point. That's important. This loss for Ali doesn't hurt. It doesn't help Daniel Bryan. If anything, it's like Murray said, at the end, it puts eyes back on the 205 Live product.
And that's going to do it for our 3 counts.
Everybody, listen to me. The Good Smart just told me to go subscribe. Try it again. Everybody go subscribe to the YouTube channel from the band from Ringside. The Good Smart says that he don't see you there. Let me try it again. BFR 314 says #boo the heels. But now in this case, we're doing YouTube. So the Good Smart says smash that subscribe button. Make sure that we get these likes. Make sure we get this subscription, please.
Ditch that 9 to 5 time.